light of the first result regarding the work package 2 of Mastery Project, of which Sant'Anna, along with me, with my colleague Anna Maria and Fabio, are directly responsible. So, first of all, the aim of this work package aims to understand all the cross-cutting skills of the selected sector that are agri-food, construction, manufacturing, wood and furniture, but also trying to find what are the major needs in terms of transversal skills, and develop a taxonomy that is going to integrate the EACEA framework. Also, we aim to analyze the needs and the barriers and the rigidities in terms of labor market to understand what can be the best policy to support the spread of micro-credential in terms of fostering, of course, green transition, and trying to define a shared and common benchmark that could be used by different countries and by different industries. How we decide to achieve these goals with a four different approach. First of all, we started with a desk research performed with the help of the partners involved in the project that trying to define the state of the art, the situation of each country and of each industry involved, in particularly focus on SMEs, which are the major components of European business tissue. Then we decided to perform an online survey that analyzed the effective needs in terms of sector-specific, transversal, soft and digital skills, and also the state of micro-credential knowledge and of training programs inside the different countries. Then we try to go more in depth with face-to-face interviews with different experts from each of the industry involved, focusing in particular on the discussion of barriers and rigidities of different systems. And then we also implemented it with the workshop we conducted with the partners. The first result, I'm going really quickly back because there are a lot of results that are going to be shared in the deliverable of the work package, but now I'm trying to sum up the major one. For the agri-food industry, we have seen that with all the micro-credential that we're trying to survey, the major attention refers to the use of sustainable, resource-efficient approach throughout the entire production process, focusing in particular on the food processing part, the adequate choice of packaging, and also climate-smart agriculture. For construction, instead, there is an enormous focus on trying to find environmental friendly material and also the advisory part related to material, as long as the adoption of energy friendly solution. With manufacturing, there is a big focus on the innovation and development of machine and implants that are resource efficient during all the value chain and all the production process, constant pollution monitoring, and also waste management. Waste management, in particular related to harmful components, is another really important component of the wood and furniture industry, along with eco-design skills and reduction of chemicals. For transversal skills, we have seen that the most recurrent ones are associated to the application of principle, policies and regulation aimed at environmental sustainability, as well as circular economy. Also, in Italy, there is a really big focus in terms of trying to engage others in conducting an environmental friendly behavior, while water, air, general pollution control are really demanding in Bulgaria and Spain. And in Finland, we have seen a focus on animal welfare, since the majority of the participants refer to the agri-food industry. The general goal, according to the interview, is trying to find a common language that can be accessible from different industry and from different countries at international level. In terms of soft skills, throughout the interview, we have seen a lot of participation in terms of problem solving, open mindset, and trying to build resilience in general, while, as we're going to see after, there isn't much training regarding these aspects. Digital skills instead is where the majority of the training is focused, and in particular relating to general monitoring of resource efficient technology and energy saving technology. Here, what I was anticipating regarding green training. As we can see, the majority of the people surveyed do not receive green training activity. And of this activity, the majority are focused on digital green skill and a limited component to soft skill, especially referring to Finland, where there is a really strong focus regarding soft skill. Regarding the type of training that we try to inquire, the majority of the training is hybrid. Despite this, throughout the interview, all the participants highlighted that the frontal lecture, so direct training, is the more efficient in terms of promoting results regarding green knowledge and green skills in general. Also, we have seen that the majority of the training is developed and also conducted with internal resources of the organization. So there is a limited amount of external consultancy. According to this, what we can say if we think about green training, that there are some disparities between the skills that have been highlighted to be the most important for the people inquired and the effective training. What we also observe is that there are a lot of similarities between different type of learning implementation throughout the countries, thinking about Italy and manufacturing, for example, that had a lot of similarity with the concept of micro-credential. They are simply called learning pills. That's really important because it means that we don't need to build a completely different system ex novo, but we have to harmonize what the different countries are already doing and giving a common dress to all these different modalities to promote green training. Also, we have seen that what could be really interesting is trying to focus on hybrid, as we've seen that is the most common modality, and also of digital type of learning, since we have seen that, of course, green skills and in general green transition is coming along with digital transition. Another really key added value that we pointed out of micro-credential that is crucial for all the participants to the survey and the interview is the fact that we are dealing with a particular type of labor force that is in between, that is far, let's say, from the retiring and from pensionable age, but is also far from the education college year. So micro-credential perfectly suits this gap because are trying to build up on the knowledge that people already have without impose them to gain a completely different degree or to go for a really complex new learning process. Finally, the final part of the survey is related to micro-credential knowledge. And what we have seen is that the majority of people surveyed are unaware or very unaware of the concept of micro-credential. Despite this, once we told them the benefits of micro-credential, what micro-credential are, why they can be useful for their training activity, the majority of them find that they are particularly useful and they probably would like to include them inside their training activity. Before leaving you, of course, I just want to say something regarding the major barriers and rigidities. First of all, the absence of harmonization that I mentioned before. The public support that is mandatory, in particular for SMEs, not only from a financial point of view, but also from a non-financial point of view, because SMEs sometimes would like to implement this type of program, but don't have the resources to do that. Also, trying to promote a stable collaboration between public and private sector to foster the use of micro-credential. And finally, the absence of difficulties in the identification of specific skills from all of the candidates that we interview, and the absence also of an effective training culture. Sometimes all the participants that we interview develop kind of a resistance to change. So these are two crucial parts. Thank you very much for the attention.